love and this sunlight on the sage. Asking for blessings for everybody. Asking for peace and relief for everybody. Oh, look, there's my mandala, nice and big. Asking for new beginnings. Asking for love to reign. Look, it's finished. It was just going so well just then. Okay, everyone. Bye. Hi, everyone. It's BDevine. Welcome to Divine Miracles. And the new moon in Gemini is today, the 22nd of May, 2020. So I thought we would do a message from the Moonology cards about this, the new moon in Gemini. And I also have a brand new deck called the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. This is not something that I've looked at yet, not properly anyway. So it doesn't really have a booklet, so we'll just go with whatever comes up for us. I also just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be live tomorrow at 12 p.m. or 12 noon. Mountain Standard Time. We're just going to pull some cards and have some fun. So I really look forward to seeing you guys there. And I'm also going to be having a free webinar for everybody on YouTube coming up pretty soon, and also another webinar in June as well. So if there's something you'd like to learn, something you want me to focus on, I do have already some ideas of what I'd like to do with you all, but let me know. And maybe this will be something that you can join in on. So let's go with the new moon in Gemini. Don't forget all social media at Divine Miracles. So you can find me on Instagram as well. Let's have a look at this. Communication is key. Right now, there's also 4 planets in retrograde. So things have been a little bit around and about, right? We've had a lot of things up in the air. Especially at this time. But there's a new start coming. It's time to wipe the slate clean and start again. This card can suggest that you might have been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again, right? But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. So, write a list of all the people you love most and see if you're prioritizing them. Time to tell someone how you feel. This might be another additional meaning. Don't be all in your head and not in your heart. Someone might be flirting with you. Read more books. So Gemini is the sign of communication and socializing of ideas and travel, and the energy around it and around this card, no matter when it comes up, is speedy, gossipy, and flirtatious. The new moon in Gemini is a wonderful time to get out and socialize. Gemini loves to talk. One thing to be aware of is that this card can also indicate being mentally scattered. Daily meditations will help to unscramble cross wires in your brains. So communication, talking things through. If you can't talk to a person, journaling about it to yourself as well is another powerful thing. Emails, text messages, other forms of communication will help you. There's a new, like it says here, there is a new start. This is a start of a new cycle for communicating, and also making sure you're writing down your 9 wishes. When it's a new moon, you write down your wishes, and then by the full moon, you should start to see those things that you've planted begin to sprout, right? So there's a lot of communications going on at the moment, of course. There's a lot of things that is happening worldwide, as we know. And there's things that we're unsure of, and there's things that people are bringing up. Some people have been, like in my family, for example, I don't have any connection with my mother or siblings at all because of various reasons. So my mum, I know, hasn't been very well for many years now. And so I was thinking to myself yesterday, how the heck am I going to find out if something happened to her or whatever, Anyway, I was able to email my aunt and uncle, which luckily they are connected with me as well. So that was one thing, and they were able to let me know things are, as far as they know, things are okay. But it's interesting that different things may come to your mind, as we're moving into the new energy. Different things come up in your mind, and a lot of things are there to reflect on or release, let go of. And there may be random thoughts or random feelings or random situations that also come through. And it's time to just reach out to some people if you've been meaning to as well. Like, I'm often with myself, it's like I think of people and I'm wishing them well and I'm liking their posts and all that kind of stuff, but I don't always, message everybody like every single day, all the time, because I have so much work to do with other people and healing situations and clients that come forward, emergency crises, and it's like I'm always, 24/7 working. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's really hard. So it's really hard, and people do get their nose out of joint. If they haven't heard from me for a while, they start assuming all kinds of things. So it's really important that we just check in, and connect with people, or even if you can't do that, that you're writing out your feelings. And this is something that we do. What you do with me in mentoring and healing and therapy, spiritual counseling, is like we work through the issues that you think are nothing, because those are the things that we squash aside, like, that doesn't even matter. But those probably are the things that are going to make the most difference in your healing. So a great part of that is just writing things down and getting used to doing this as part of your own therapy and working with yourself in releasing, etc. So communication right now, there's a lot of good luck with Gemini. Also, there's a lot of, as it says, communication. Geminis love to talk, and so that's the energy of it also. And the shadow side of ourselves coming forward, because we have all these planets in retrograde, and miscommunication can easily happen when that's the case as well. The energy of the earth has been a lot different in this last week or so. And for example, last week, sleep. That can happen when there's solar winds as well. And also the Schumann resonance of the earth can be huge. So I often say to my clients as well, hey, it may not be your anxiety or your stress or your issue. It may be, for one, looking up astrology, look at the planets, look what the solar winds are doing, and look at what the Schumann resonance is doing, because that may explain a lot of your symptoms, not to mention that we're moving through, our light bodies. So we're getting ready to, go through another transformation. So we're shifting again. So we're getting this little bit of a peaceful time right now, just before that happens. And we just have to be patient with ourselves. And I know it's going to be frustrating sometimes with everything that's going on. It can be really frustrating. It can be, one thing after the other, one drama after the other. But try not to have an expectation of bad things happening. Try to have an expectation, okay, this is going to be easy. This is going to be good. So let's have a look at our Queen of the Moon Oracle cards. All right, everybody? Okay. All right, what does everybody need to hear? Surrender. Look. So we're in this energy. That's exactly what we need to do. Just surrendering our everything to the divine, allowing because there is a connection between the divine, our higher selves, and ourselves personally here on earth. Those three things are all interconnected. They're all part of you. You are part of source. Source is part of you. And what we really need to do is to begin to remember that connection, and really allow that to flow through our being a little bit more. And maybe we're forgetting to do that. And once we sort of activate and really, really focus on the connection between our higher self and source and us here on earth, it's like a lightning bolt of energy will move into your pineal gland and start to activate your manifestations and start to activate the truth of who you are, but surrendering to it as well. A lot of people are just stressed out to anything right now and really focusing on that stress, and I get it. I was the biggest worry wart you ever saw. I used to worry myself sick night and day. I used to plead with God and the angels to help me. I'd be at the side of the bed in prayer position like, come on, my situation, help me, and I just went through it all the time like that, desperate, in desperation, in despair, feeling hopeless, doing my readings, of course, but not seeing that the things that I was saying, the actions that I was having was continually causing a repeating cycle in my life. It was a long process of determination and activation and really looking at the words that I was using about myself, about life, about other people, commenting about other things, etc. And realizing that was continually keeping me in a cycle that I didn't want to be in. Now, we all expect the angels to do all the work for us and to just tap us on the head with a magic wand and, make it easy for us. But no, we have to put that effort into really examining who we are and surrendering more to the divine, opening up more for manifestations to occur, focusing our thought processes and the way that we see ourselves in a better light, And these are the secrets to getting out of all of that stuff and moving into an easier, just a much easier, happier existence for yourself. Whether you're alone or not, you always have control of your mind, right? So use it for your benefit. One more card here. And they're beautiful cards. Interesting. The masculine, the lunar god. So it could be talking about, obviously the masculine energy. And the masculine energy is a lot to me like Aries energy in astrology or in your zodiac. And it's like tough, it's strong, it's determined, it can do anything. It's got confidence, it's got success. It's the ultimate, masculine influence of what you would think of. A lot of men don't have, confidence in themselves and feel weaker and feel inferior and go through a lot of stress and go through a lot of worry and feel less than. So this is talking about the ultimate masculine energy, which is full of all of that determination, fiery energy, adventure, creativity, strength, confidence, etc. And we need to bring more of that masculine energy in, especially right now, because everyone's freaking out around us, and everybody's got different stories and different opinions and different things going on, and this issue and that issue. People are getting tossed away from YouTube, and people are losing their businesses, and people are losing their livelihood, right? Not everybody knows how to go online, especially these older people, with their little secondhand stores and their little antique shops. They don't know how to create a website. I wish there was more, I had more hands, because I would love to be able to say, oh, hey, have you thought about putting this online? Here, I'll help you create a splash page, or just create a quick page where your customers can still shop with you, And I just don't have enough hands in everything, I just can't do it all. I try, but I can't. But this is talking about, us stopping the focus on despair and stopping a focus on worry and stop focusing on all the things that we feel we have wrong right now, and to get this masculine energy up and going again, and up strong, and to hell with what anybody else is doing, and that you're focusing on yourself and your own goals and your own visions, and you're manifesting, and you're strong, and you don't put up with craziness, and you don't put up with drama. That's what we need. there needs to be boundaries in place for some people. Some people cross the line with things, and boundaries are okay, because when someone knows where they stand, they actually feel more comfortable, right? And so all these little things, like gathering yourself, gathering your strength, getting your confidence. I know people have anxiety. I know people have PTSD. I know people have trauma. I get it. Been there too, And we have to address all of the little things that we continually focus on and let it go, and trust that, with forgiveness and compassion for ourselves, that we can get through that and get through anything. And when triggers come up, that we're able to deal with them, And so this time that we all have is really a good time to be focused on how you see situations and yourself as well. And this will bring you what you're looking for. There's only one way to having confidence and to getting rid of anxiety and to getting rid of stress, and that is to really, really focus on not being your fault, and stop the blame game for one, and focus on a life that can be amazingly beautiful for you instead of repeating the same things. All right, and of course, if you do need help with anything, everything with me has been completely discounted. I'm just going to keep that going, okay? So I can help you and work on things. Invest in yourself, invest in your mental health and your spiritual health, your emotional health, get someone who you trust to energetically pull energy away that you don't need, because sometimes you can't see that yourself, It's like a healer needs to go to somebody else, because we often, we ignore our own situation, thinking it's okay, You don't catch all of the energy work, and you can't relax enough to do it. So don't forget that there's help available. Installments are there for you as well if you need to do that. It's all there to support you, okay? One more card, come on. Here we go, discernment. Okay, discernment. What's worth your time? What's worth your effort? Where is your mind still in the clouds? Where do you feel disconnected? Where do you feel like you need the extra work? What do you feel is really happening here? What do you feel is happening around the globe? How do you feel about it? Are you listening to the media? Or are you really listening to your true gut feeling about the whole thing, right? Are you worried about what other people think of you? You don't want to go online and do all of that because, what if it doesn't work? And what if it's not a success? And blah, blah, blah. Are you talking yourself out of something before you've even started it? Are you procrastinating? Are you worried unnecessarily about small things? Are you focused on other people all the time and not yourself? A lot of people's parents are going through really, really hard time and health times as well. I'm working on quite a few parents at the moment for my friends and for clients, who have reached out and their parents are in trouble all of a sudden. And my dad is 86, going to be 87 here pretty soon. He had a heart attack last year, and he's looking after full-time his wife, my stepmother, who has Alzheimer's, and she doesn't even know who the heck he is half the time. She's like, what are you doing in my house? And he's like, I live here, I'm your husband. And the poor dear, she's like, oh, okay. Where's everybody else? Nobody else lives there anymore, but she can feel and sense everybody else there as well. And when she talks to me on the phone, she says, oh, I'm so glad you called. I haven't heard from you in a long time. And I start, talking to her. And she says, who are you? I'm like, it's Becky. Oh, Becky, what's your dad's name? Well, my dad's name is Bob. Well, that's my husband's name. I'm like, yeah, amazing, isn't it? So she's real funny. And she doesn't mean to be funny, of course, but she was the lady who, when I was a teenager living in Pennsylvania and going into New York, etc., she taught me how to be a mother, and she taught me the right way to do things. And her beautiful personality, and her understanding and her kindness really, really showed me exactly how parenting should be. After what I'd been brought up with, this was a fresh air, So a lot of people are going through that right now, where issues are going on. Because from what I've always been told, and this is from a long time ago, a lot of people who want to be in a younger body, who want to come back and help this earth, who want to be here to assist, can't do it in an old body. And a lot of people are just like, it's my time. It's time to go. Either all of a sudden, or maybe it's been a long time coming, or maybe they've been hanging on for the family, or whatever it is. But, a lot of people are going to, and have been, leaving this plane so they can be more use, and more connection with you as well. So the energies here in all of these cards are talking about your strength, your confidence, communication being key. Think about all of the things that you need to work on within yourself, and even memories that are popping up out of nowhere, very, very strange and odd little things that come to the surface, So, for example, somebody showed a video of a Australian magpie, and if you know about Australian magpies, they swoop you relentlessly if you're in their territory, right? It's scary. Their beaks are huge, and if you haven't seen it, you need to look on YouTube and see them swooping. So this was a terrifying thing growing up in Australia, and so someone showed a video of this magpie, whatever, and a flash in my mind went. The first time that I was really traumatized by magpies was to a point where I was covered up in a ball in an alleyway behind my house at about 7 years old, and these magpies, there was about 6 of them, and they were all going for me all at once and pecking my head. Now, I'd forgotten about that, I mean, I remembered it, of course, but I'd forgotten that memory or that day as being that severe. It was really bad. Of course, I was just frozen in place. And so little thing like that, like, oh my God, that was a trauma for me. And then later on in my life, I was terrified of them, but I had forgotten this memory for a long, long time. And stuff like that, just little crazy things. You watch one thing and it's leading you to something else, or a memory that you had, or a place that you were, or a friend that you used to be friends with, or someone who passed away that you forgot about. Or you just hadn't thought of for a really, really super long time. All these kinds of things are clues to what's really holding you back, or what's really a part of who you are in some way, and how you got to be here. So be gentle with yourself at this time. Write down a list on a piece of paper, 9 things that you really would like, that you're wishing for, and that you just put at the top of the page. I'm super grateful for being abundant, and I'm grateful for these wishes coming true, and here they are. It doesn't matter what they are, right? You'll start seeing things happen by the full moon. Okay, so I'm going to see you guys tomorrow live here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me at Divine Miracles on all social media platforms as well. And any services are all discounted. Don't forget to let me know what kind of webinar you guys would like as well here, that's going to be free. And off we go. So until the next time, many, many blessings, and goodbye for now. Bye.